Here's how you can calculate your spike speed for free without using a radar. Some of the things that you'll need are a tape measure and a phone where you can record your spike, and a tripod. You can set it up or you can put it on the floor. So the first thing that you want to do is you want to record your spikes, all right? So you're going to do a trial of about 5 spikes, and you want to make sure that you're recording the best one. Ideally, it's going to be on a side view, right, where you can see your contact point and you can also see where the ball drops. So a lot of phones, a lot of cameras, you can go ultra wide, or you can move the camera back so you can get the full spike in that frame. Now, once you're done your spikes, you recorded it and you found your best spike, you're gonna get that spike and we're gonna use that to get your spike speed. All right, so the first thing that you wanna get is you wanna get how far your spike traveled. The way that you do that is you get an estimate of where you actually contacted that ball in the air in relation to the floor, right? So if I contacted the ball here, I didn't actually contact it here where my legs are, but actually more so here. That's where you actually want to start your measurements from, and then you want to make sure that you see where the ball landed, and then you're going to get your measuring tape, and on the floor you're going to measure out how far that is. Okay, so for me, my floor distance was 792.48 centimeters. And then the next thing that we're gonna get is your spike contact height. All right, so this is very different from your standing reach. If you contacted it here, then it's going to be your standing reach. But if you contacted it out here, then it's going to be very different. In order for this to be more accurate, you need to make sure that you're getting your actual spike reach or your spike contact point reach. All right, and the way that we do that is you're going to mimic your spike contact angle for that hit that you recorded. So go back into the camera and see where you contacted it. If it was here or if it was here, I want you to mimic that, and then I want you to measure from the floor to your contact point how high that is off of the ground. Okay, so for example, for me, my contact point was about here and it measured out to about 7'4" or about 223.52 centimeters. Then once you got that distance, then what you're gonna do is you're also gonna measure out your vertical jump, all right, using a calculation, using your flight time, and then you're gonna add those two numbers together, right? So toe off when I leave the ground to then when my feet then make contact with the ground, I got that time, that's my flight time, and then I use that in a calculation to get my vertical jump. So you have your spike contact point height and the floor distance of where that ball landed and where you contacted it. The reason why these two numbers are important is because we're going to use these two numbers to get your spike trajectory. Okay, we can't just use the floor measurement because you're actually up here and it's actually a lot further than what the floor is saying. You're going to get your spike contact point height and you're going to get the floor distance, and then you're going to get the hypotenuse there. Okay, so that's the Pythagorean theorem. So for me, when I put in my contact point height for 281.92 centimeters and the floor distance of 792.48, I got 841.1 centimeters. I'm gonna write that down. And I'm gonna leave a link in the description where all these calculators are so you guys can just input your numbers and you don't have to try and find these calculations yourself. So now that I got my actual spike distance, I'm going to try and get that speed. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to see how far I actually hit and how long it took to get there. And for me, it was 0.33, okay? I got my 841.1 centimeters and I have my 0.33 seconds. I put that in and that gives me 91.75 kilometers per hour. Now the radar picked up 90 kilometers per hour, so it's not too far off. This is a great free way that you can get your spike speed and keep track of your progress without using a radar. So I know that this is not as quick as a radar. It's not immediate feedback. And the more you do it, the better you're gonna get at it. And you can actually like put some markings on the floor so you know how far that is, so that you don't always have to get out the measuring tape. You know, like, hey, that was 9 meters. Hey, that was 6 meters. So I appreciate you guys watching. That's how you can get your spike speed. If you have any questions about this, you can put them in the comments, or if you have anything else that you want help with, right, put those in the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I'll see you guys next time. Boom, boom. Boom!